Hi, everybody. I hope you're well. Thought I'd check in with you here at the end of the semester, tell you how things are going to be going this last couple weeks. And everything I'm going to say in this video, I've also put in an announcement that I put up on Canvas. So if you'd rather just read the announcement and get the information that way, that's fine. But if you want to see me talking to you and explaining what's going on, that's what this video is for. So for one thing, we have a test over chapter 10 coming up on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, you'll need to go in and take the chapter 10 test through Canvas. It'll be available on Canvas, formatted a lot like the other tests that we've had in this class. And all the review materials, the review sheet with the solutions and the videos and a sample test and solutions to that, that's all available on Canvas. So I will have the chapter 10 test available on Tuesday. You need to take it then. And then, unfortunately, we don't have enough time to really get into chapter 11 like we really should. So I put up some materials for the first couple sections of chapter 11, but I'm going to treat those as optional. If you have time, if you don't have too much else going on here in this last week of classes, you can look at the notes and the videos and the review stuff that I have for chapter 11. It's about solving quadratic equations by the quadratic formula and taking square roots and that kind of thing. So it gives us some alternatives to solving quadratic equations by factoring, which is something we talked about way back in chapter 6, near the beginning of the semester. So if you don't have time for the chapter 11 stuff, that's okay. If you are planning on taking college algebra sometime after this class, this is stuff that you'll need to know for that. So I would recommend that sometime, maybe on your own after the class is over, you go back and look at that stuff. But because we don't have much time left, I'm not going to insist that you do this. So if you don't do any of the chapter 11 stuff, I'm not going to count it against you. It won't hurt your grade or anything if you don't do that. And as far as the final exam goes, it'll cover everything we've done all semester. It'll be comprehensive. There won't be anything on the final exam that you have to use the quadratic formula or the other chapter 11 stuff to do, but there might be things on there that you could use either the quadratic formula or factoring to solve. So if you don't look at chapter 11, you'll still be able to do everything on the final exam as long as you know all the other things that we've covered this semester. But chapter 11 might give you an alternative, easier maybe way of doing something on the final. So there's that. So like I said, the final exam is comprehensive. It covers everything we've done all semester. So I've got a final review sheet with a bunch of review problems covering everything we've done all semester. I put up answers to those final review problems as well as videos where I work through them. And my recommended way for you to prepare and study for the final exam would be look at those final review problems, try working through all of them yourself, and then check what you got against my answers or against how I solve them in the videos. If there's anything that you don't remember how to do, you can go back and look at those older sections of the course, those videos or those sections of the book or those review problems. Do some studying and some review, because otherwise, if you don't do any of this, then you're going to sit down to the final exam and you're going to be faced with things that you haven't done for months. So do some review. Contact our tutor if you want some extra help, or go to the the page on Canvas for the ASC, and you can get some extra help or tutoring or review that way. And then the final exam itself is scheduled for Wednesday, December 9th at 1 o'clock. That's been on the schedule since the beginning. It's on your syllabus. That's when the final exam is. So Wednesday, December 9 at 1 o'clock. The final exam will be on Canvas. It'll be set up a lot like the other tests that we've had in here. You shouldn't have any conflicts with this time. You shouldn't have any other finals or anything scheduled then. But if there's some reason you can't take the final at this time, let me know as soon as possible. We may be able to make other arrangements. I may be able to shift it earlier or later a little bit. I can't change it by a lot because very soon after this date, I'm going to have to be grading and submitting my final grades. So if you just don't take the final at that time, there won't be a lot of chance to make it up. And if you don't take it, you just get a 0, and that's going to hurt your grade. So if at all possible, plan to take the final exam Wednesday afternoon. If there's some emergency or some unavoidable conflict where you can't take it then, contact me as soon as possible about making other arrangements, and we might be able to figure something out. And in general, if you have any questions, anything you want to talk to me about, send me a message through Canvas or through email, or we could set up a meeting on Teams or Zoom or something like that. Don't forget that you can get help through the ASC. You can contact our tutor, and have a good rest of the semester.